Good morning, Celine.
Good morning.
I think everybody is still trying to wake up from the weekend.
Or starting the Thanksgiving weekend early.
That's a possibility too. Buenos dias.
Yeah, Super Nacho. Good morning, Douglas.
Morning, sir.
Hello, hello. Congratulations last night.
Yeah, I gotta have a talk with my client today.
Okay. Good morning, Celine.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, good morning. I can hear you're on the road. Hello, Jim.
Good morning.
It is. What is an area that we'd like to exercise today?
Well, my one question is I've been focusing on doing cold calls, and I guess my one question is it's obvious, ideally it's to get an appointment, but secondarily it's to get contact information from my database. What is kind of the process after, somebody's not interested, but they give you an email? Do you just put it into a database and touch them quarterly, or do you send them a monthly newsletter? What's kind of what you've been doing?
Let's start because we have some awesome brains here. Celine, what would you suggest?
I am starting to work with a CRM, so I'm just trying to continue touching up with them. I'm going to start doing a quarterly newsletter, kind of like what you were just saying, and then set them up for the monthly report, kind of letting them know what's happening in their area, every month.
Okay, good.
I like it.
Good. Jermaine, how about yourself?
Mine's more theory than application, but it's what I want to implement. So I will be moving forward with this.
Okay.
We just went through a training from a really big listing agent in Portland, hosted by Care Peoples, where they do upwards of 900 deals a year. And he was emphatic that once we have a lead, at minimum, they should be contacted 24 times a year. And so that was kind of a different approach that I haven't done before, but just everything from the cards that you're already doing for the holidays to market update reports to keeping them attuned to the market information. And he focused on kind of separating yourself from those admin duties and finding a way to have somebody do that basic follow-up for you. But that's just kind of what I've been toying around with because I only heard this about 2 weeks ago. And having that someone on your team just in place to do, I don't want to call it grunt work, but writing those letters and making those phone calls, those soft calls of like, hey, you met with me at an open house a couple weeks ago, just following up to see if you found a home.
Awesome.
Can I add something, Todd?
Yeah.
I also try to add them on social media in hopes that they'll also, follow me back. Well, on Facebook, if you add them, then you become friends. Obviously, they're going to see your stuff, but I'm really big on Instagram, so I follow them in hopes that they'll follow me back, and then really just start engaging with them, actually commenting on things and kind of stalking them that way.
Okay.
I like it. All good ideas.
Doug, how about you? What's your ideas how to track follow up with leads coming in?
Well, if I have a downfall, which I have many, that's probably one of them. But I typically write an email after an open house. You know, a straight email, not through a CRM or anything. And you know, I create the Realty One logo, letterhead. You know, thank you for attending the open house. It was a pleasure. If I can help you, such and such. And I've emailed them, you know, maybe twice. So that's probably not consistent. I have taken them and put them into the one suite, and one suite does send them stuff, you know, through the open house trickle email thing. Um, but I really haven't paid attention to it or farmed that or worked it properly to,
Okay.
you know, have anything, you know,
Well,
benefit.
you're early enough in your career where it's easy to turn like a speedboat versus a tanker. Okay. When you're this young in your career, you can make a quick turn and adjustment and then change course. As it would be much more difficult years into the business, okay, and then try to make that quick turn unless you hit the reset button and start over. So healthy early habits create long-term profitability. JR, how about your? JR came in late, and Coach Jim, what was the question you posed?
So I've been looking to get into the cold calling, and it seems obviously, ideally, it's to get an appointment for either buyer consultation or a listing appointment. But if they're not looking to do anything, and this could also be for your open house folks as well that you meet. Um, Once I get their contact information and they say, yeah, feel free to stay in touch with me. What are some of the methods folks use to stay in contact um, throughout?
I'd say for me, it depends on who they are to me as a person, and what kind of contact. I mean, there's multiple situations, but postcards is a way. A personal phone call every 2 months just to say what's going on. Depends on like what their motivation was, what they had told you originally. If they were looking to buy or sell and maybe got cold feet, you'd probably want to follow up more frequently than someone who had told you straight up, yeah, we're looking to do something next summer. So you got to stay in touch with them enough to let them know that it's you, but not too much that you're wasting your time when they clearly told you their time frame.
Okay.
I like it.
Werner?
Good morning.
Good morning. What are some thoughts about keeping your database healthy by filling it up with contacts through cold calling or other lead generation sources?
Yeah, what I do, I keep contact with like JR said, uh, how they reacted and how was the connection with them.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, I like it currently just more contacts with open houses, and I try to keep contact with them. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
do. And
Okay.
I started a drip campaign too, so I started the first now for Thanksgiving. Sent the
Okay.
Thanksgiving to everyone, all of my contacts, and will continue with regularly market reports with drip campaigns.
Okay. Okay. I'm just
Jose
thinking.
just Jose just started or joined us.
Okay. Jose, the question is that the group has been discussing is when you have a lead that comes through, how do you nurture them? What's your process of staying in touch and top of mind?
For me, it depends on where they come from. So let's say, for example, if it's an open house, I typically shoot them an email or either try to give them a call the next day, just checking in and seeing how, see if they like the property and see if they want to shoot an offer. And they typically tell me, because they usually sleep over it and typically tell me, oh, this house didn't work out for me or whatever, right? Then I start asking some more questions as far as how long they've been looking or if they've been pre-approved already. And I typically do that during the open house as well, but kind of just re-qualify them again and seeing where they're at. Because I know most of them are just looky-loos and looking to buy later down the road. And some are like, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. So typically how I do it, so if I get that lead under a month, they typically hear more from me every other day until they tell me, no, Jose, we're looking later down the road. And I put them in a different category where they hear from me like every 2 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
And I just keep in touch with them through that way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
Okay. Couple of things to take note of is one, not all leads are created equally, so you don't treat them equally. You're always judging, assessing, and evaluating your lead pools. Good, better, and best. The good are people that are the leads that are going to be doing something sooner rather than later. And to go back to what Jim asked was, when you're cold calling, we all have objectives, is to get the information, get the appointment, to get a person in our database, and we need to build that database, which is the formation of a sales pipeline, so a sales funnel, in other words. So what are you doing to treat it? Well, we get our leads. We build our databases through door knocking, open houses, cold calling, FISBOs, expireds, canceleds, or past clients, or centers of influence, or business-to-business contacts and referrals. Those are just a little bit of the groups that we need to manage and stay in contact with. I believe it was Jermaine hit it on the head, is that you need to stay in contact with them. You need to stay top of mind, and don't think that you're going to be bothering them by sending them your commercial. Okay. 24 minimum of 24 times a year. What does that look like? Okay. 2 phone calls, 2 text messages, 16 forms of an email correspondence, 2 social media hits, and a handwritten note. Okay. 1 handwritten note, 2 social media contacts, 16 email contacts, and that is once a month with a quarterly email. You hit them with a couple text messages and 2 phone calls. You can have automated general text messages preset for yourself. Those text messages can go out at a preset date. You have all your quarterly updates, and then your monthly campaigns. Those are set it and forget it. There's social media contacts. Perhaps you just give yourself some reminders for those, and then your annual handwritten note. You do that once a year. Now, obviously, you get somebody that comes in to you that is a seller lead from a cold call or a door knock or an open house. Then what you'd want to do, generally speaking, and what I've done, is that you want to hit them really, really tough in the first 7 to 12 weeks. That means once a week you're touching them. Okay. Because quite frankly, if you're not touching them, somebody else is. And what I mean by that is the big tech, uh, Googles and Zillows and Redfins, they can outspend you and outmarket you online every day of the week. One thing they can't do is outtouch you on a personal basis. And so you're competing with them to have top of mind awareness when it comes to real estate. And don't think for 1 second that you're overdoing it with your commercials and creating that top of mind. Because at any given time, any day of the week, if you're watching your favorite program, whatever that is, you're going to see the same commercials repeated again and 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 again. If they're selling the pharmaceutical things to make you feel better, or if they're selling pillows, or if they're selling vehicles, or if they're selling water, or if they're selling vacations, whatever it may be that you're being advertised to on television, it's going to be the same product, but maybe um, demonstrated and displayed differently. And sometimes you do get tired of the same commercials, but guess what? When it comes time to do that, repetition and exposure keeps their product top of mind, and you want to keep your product, your service, top of mind. So Jermaine, hit it really well. You got to stay in front of them. You have to stay in front of them, and it can all be automated. You can have somebody making those calls for you. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The key component to this is, what what am I doing to bring people in? Because you can talk about all this fancy smanchy stuff, emails, handwritten notes, and it can all be a great plan written on a piece of paper, but if you don't have people in your database, then forget about it. It's not even worth the discussion if you're not putting people in your database. Straight talk.
Love it.
It's good. So another thing to do is to think about, okay, what is your strategic plan for after sale care after the transaction closes?
Ooh.
Okay, so this is another part of top of mind, another part of staying in contact with them, um, experts and others. I have an email campaign that goes out, and also 3 phone calls and a handwritten note. Try to keep it freaking things simple. But it's not simple when you're first beginning and putting and implementing this. It does require a couple of things. One, you have a past client. You close in a deal. Second, you implement it. And so, for example, once the transaction closes, then do you hand gift them? What do you do for your gifting? An acknowledgement. Do you take a picture and then do you display it? Somebody mentioned here, friend them on Facebook. That's a fantastic thing to do. And then announcing it and saying grateful, thank you. And they're going to share it. And it's a picture with you and a big key, or you hand it in the keys, or a sold by sign in front of their house, and you send it to them and post it on Facebook. Then 3 days later, you make a phone call. Hey, how's everything in the house? Then after 3 days, you call them on day 30. Hey, how's the home again? And you're not really mentioning referrals. Then at 60 days and 2 months, you may want to give them a call back. So there's three high impact phone calls following up after the sale. So it doesn't appear that it's just boom, sales done. You never talk to them again, because you probably have spent at least 60 days or less talking to them almost every single day. And all of a sudden, the sale's done, the deal's closed, and they never hear from you again. So after all that communication, and you've done a great job, reward that relationship by staying in touch a little bit. In the meantime, they're plugged into the monthly newsletter. I'll possibly hand write them a note on 6 months into it. Hey, just a 6 month checkup. How are things going? And then in the next 6 months, I will give them a call, or send them generally give them a call and say, congratulations, 1 year. I'm going to send you out a real quick, brief CMA format. Okay. And then you can also, on their 1 year anniversary, congratulate them on a social media post. Wow, I can't believe it's been 1 year for your 1 year home anniversary. Man, people freaking dig that crap. It's not crap. They dig it. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's been 1 year already. I can't believe it. Oh my God. And then you send them a real quick CMA about the property. Hey, every year I'm going to send you a CMA on your home anniversary. just to, so you can watch how the market is growing. And every year when they get that, they're going to say, "Oh my gosh, my house is, I can't believe it." And they're going to start talking to their friends. "My gosh, every year my realtor does it. My realtor doesn't do that to me. I wonder what my home is worth. We'll call my freaking realtor." Okay. Not brain science. Thank God. So I wouldn't be doing it if it was. I'm not that smart. But I got a few things figured out, and that's how people want to relate and how to retain business and then expand your business. So if you don't have the time to do all of that, and it does take work, Jermaine nailed it. Have somebody take care of that. But in the beginning, in your new careers, you have plenty of time to be doing all of this stuff. This is the part where I stay quiet and somebody else says something.
Do you set reminders, Todd?
Yeah, my CRM will remind me.
Nice. So as soon as,
or I'll put it in my Google Calendar. I can put it in my Google Calendar. Hey, this is Abraham's home anniversary. And I just set it as an annual reminder.
I was going to add, spending time and doing a really simple weekly email to everybody in your sphere or contact list is like social media for people who are older than 50. Just because they're not necessarily on Facebook or Instagram as much as everybody else, but a lot of them do check their email regularly. And even if they're not, just the fact that your name is showing up in their email on the subject line regularly. So my subject line is always just Jermaine Hargrove Real Estate Realty One Group Orca. Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years from now, if you're sending them that weekly email and they're like, "Oh, there's an agent who always sends me something," then they know where to find you and they know how to get a hold of you, because every week they know that they're going to see something from you. And I never spend more than about 5 or 10 minutes on it. It's usually just a summary of activities that I was doing this week. So this week we saw interest rates went up, held an open house, really good traffic. We're seeing sellers are still dominating the market. Let me know if you're looking to sell or have any questions. And then I put my links to my website and my social media on it. But it's not a overly thought touch. It's just a weekly touch. So it doesn't have to be like an in-depth newsletter, recipes, complicated, or anything like that. But I think that's a good strategy for staying in touch too. And if you do it, then there's 52 touches automatically.
Whew. Strong. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that is a boom. Oh, I felt that one.
You guys are giving me so much ideas. Yeah, I've become rather stagnant, and I rely heavily on social media. I'm sure you guys see me blasting. I need to do what you just said, Jermaine. I need to send a quick weekly email to my database of folks of just what I did for the week. Just kind of a 30,000 foot fly through of what my market perception is.
That was a fabulous idea.
Yes, it is.
Easy. What's protocol on? I see somebody in our team produce something very cool on social media. I guess I can ask, but does it piss people off if you steal their shit? It looks really cool and it's generic enough you can use it on your own page?
Usually no. I don't think most things on social media are memes, and the entirety of meme culture is based on stealing and copying.
Tom Ferry calls it R&D. Rip off and duplicate.
So if you want to shoot him a message saying, "Hey, I really like that, I'm going to use it," go ahead, but I wouldn't even ask permission unless it's like a copyrighted graphic piece of art, which most of it isn't. Like most of us are using Canva, and a lot of it's the free version of camera. So, if you can plug in your information and use it, or you customize it on your own, I think you're going to be golden. It's just marketing. And, nobody has I can't even think of the word of it. Nobody has a trademark on "sell with me." So feel free to see pictures you like and post that text on top of it. And as long as you're not using copywritten images, I think you're going to be golden.
Right.
And if you're really dead set, go ahead and ask people. People are going to share. People will be more than happy to tell you how they did it, where they did it.
Hey, Douglas, you're welcome to share anything of mine to your customers that has Todd Fallman on it anytime.
All right. Well, I'm already working on that with those flyers, so just change the logo and the name.
Good stuff. So Thursday, no sales development, and Jim and I, Coach Jim and I, are finishing up the sync team, the sync broker agreement. So we're just going to, I think we may have like one minor or two minor revisions. We're going to have a meeting of the minds here at some point today, and then we'll have that agreement. So we're looking for 10 guinea pigs. I mean, 10 volunteers. So just real quickly to recap what it is you already know, that it is $75 a month. We're asking for a 6-month commitment. That's $450. With that, from that, what you get will be anywhere from 8 to 12 buyer or seller leads per month. Okay, that'll be, and for the 6 months, you can expect anywhere from 48 to 70 leads in 6 months, and with a minimum expectation of 3 closed transactions. Okay, that's pretty much what you can expect. Other things that you can expect is a ton of training and a ton of support to ensure you'll get those 3 transactions. Also, there is a 20% referral fee on those closed transactions. So out of those 3 closed transactions, let's say on an average sales price of about $525 at 2.5% commission, the GCC will be close to $9,780. That's after taking out your transaction fees and your compliance fees. So to get 3 of those done within 6 months, it'll increase your income about $30,000. So in exchange of that and some training and $450, I think that's a pretty fair trade. If anyone wants to jump on board, we're going to be rolling that out, and leads will be starting December 10th through December 12th.
Yeah, hi, this is Jim.
So Jim and I still have some training on the system to complete. Once we have that training completed, then we'll be qualified and be able to train you guys up, whoever wants to get involved, and then start taking leads December 10th and 12th. And if there are any wrinkles to get ironed out, they'll be ironed out with you and for you in December. So you'll start in January headstrong. So if you are interested, just let us know personally, or send us a text message or an email. You have our contact information. There's only one referral requirement, and that's on the first sale. So anything after that in perpetuity, that's your deal. That is your client for life. We're not going to attach anything more to it. So please contact us if you're interested. We're looking for 10 people. All right. Well, this wraps up. Any more discussion that is necessary, required, inspired thoughts about lead generation or follow-up?
Just keep putting yourself out there.
Yes. Yes. All right, everybody. Make it a great day in real estate. See you guys.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Okay, I've gotten 40 different responses already, so I'll take a look and kind of nail them. When you say, so is she Section 8 or?
Got another deal last night.